Hi, everyone, and welcome. I wanted to let you know we are watching severe weather rolling through the area right now. Please let me know this is coming through loud and clear. I want to get this stream going, and we will chat here as many of you are bearing down on a severe thunderstorm rolling into the area. And for the first time, we have our first tornado possible tag from the National Weather Service across the area for the potential that this severe thunderstorm rolling through Greenville does have the capability. It's not doing it right now, but it does have the capacity or the capability to become a tornadic storm in the next 30 minutes. So we do have a rotating segment of this storm that is over southern Pickens County. It's just not prevalent or potent enough to trigger a tornado warning. So right now we are looking at this across Greenville. Greenville County, getting an update here from the Storm Prediction Center as we're reading it on different screens here. So thank you for joining in. So you're seeing live Doppler right now, and this warning that is over Greenville County is a spicy one. I'll put it at that. It's got winds that are capable of 70 miles per hour. It has a considerable tag to it. It also has a tornado possible tag on it. So there are different levels of severe thunderstorm warnings now. This is the top tier of a severe thunderstorm warning. It's just under a tornado warning. Basically, that means conditions are favorable, conditions are in this storm that could lead to it becoming a tornado warning. It's just not doing so now. So based on the last radar return, the storm was about 7 miles northwest of Pickens and about 5 miles east of Clemson, moving at about 45 miles per hour right along the Pickens Anderson County line, heading toward Greenville County. Radar indicated winds of estimated about 70 miles per hour, and the possibility is there in this for considerable damage because it's 70 miles per hour more. Also, the tornado possible tag is on it. It doesn't mean that there is a tornado in this storm. It just means it has the capacity or the capability to do it. So please let me know in the comment section where you're watching from right now. And I know so many of you are probably, like my wife, in car rider line right now. Some schools dismissed early, some are holding back. Hit that share button for me right now and go ahead and share this feed of the WYFF4 track here on your page. Let your family and friends know. A lot of ways you can watch us right now on WYFF4's mobile app, something that my family all has, not just because I work here, but that's a big reason why, but also because it's a good app. It really does keep you safe when you're on the go. Lets you know when there's lightning around and lets you know when there are warnings. And on top of that, when you're on the go, you can, if I were to go on TV right now, Sydney and I are watching it on Live Super Doppler 4, you would be able to stream what we're doing on television on our WYFF4 mobile app. So let's look at this storm inside and out because this line that is moving through Greenville right now is the most potent. I see Simpsonville's in the house, Seneca, Campobello, North Lake, parts of Anderson County. This is rolling through. So, again, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for all of Greenville County, pushes into even Spartanburg County, and right now that storm is over Pickens. And if we look specifically at what's going on in this storm, I can zoom in here and show you what's going on because as I slice it in half, we've got a couple of things to watch right here, including the potential that this does produce some strong damaging winds. Here across Pickens, those winds are estimated at about 45 miles per hour. You scoot on down to this part of it. This has had a history of producing 65 to 70 mile per hour winds right in there over Liberty. I would not be surprised if as those winds roll through Liberty, that was not a severe thunderstorm that did some damage over these parts. Notice those winds climb closer to 60. And then you go down here toward Anderson County, Star, Iva, those winds are estimated up around 60 miles per hour rolling through with that cell right now as well. From our Lawrence Skycam, we've got some lowering of the clouds. We've got an environment that is just very muggy and warm here at the surface. So the muggier and the warmer you are here at the surface, the more the capacity or capability is there for the storms to be low enough that they create a possible tornadic situation. And there are no current tornado alerts or warnings across the area, but there are certainly enough ingredients in the atmosphere to give us that potential. So as we look closer at what's going on right now, Mount Carmel north through Abbeville County, you have your own severe thunderstorm warning, that for strong winds. You go up into Anderson County under a severe thunderstorm warning, and then you got this big warning that covers all of Greenville County. It is starting to rain really heavy in parts of Greenville County, down the Golden Strip through 385, Baldwin, Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, Gray Court. That stretches into downtown Greenville, as many of you are probably watching right now in some form of either waiting on the kids to get off the bus stop, let me know. Or are you in a car rider line right now? The wind gusts are toward the downtown area of Anderson right now. That is certainly correct there, Matthew, watching right now. As we look specifically at the winds heading into Greenville County and the time frame here, I got a storm track here that puts it near the Wade-Hampton High area at about 3:30. Greenville north through Paris Mountain about 3:20. That would be Cherrydale. That would be Paris Mountain Elementary. That would be Travelers Rest High. Getting some reports of some damage back here toward the northern parts of Atlanta. So some of those storms that rolled through Atlanta just about an hour ago are now pushing through the upstate, and it's at a warmer time of day for us, folks. So this is going to continue to be a severe line that probably intensifies as it moves off toward the east. For our friends and neighbors off toward Columbia and Charlotte, it's going to be rocking and rolling through there at peak heating of the day at about 5 o'clock. Once this line moves through, for example, you folks in Toccoa, Coney County, in the clear of severe weather right now. There is no more severe weather behind this. It's this main initial line that is going to cause some problems for us, and there is a lot going on here. So we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings across our area. We have quite a bit of lightning going on across the area as well. Very electrical storm here across Anderson, Lake Succession, Star, Iva, Lounsville, Ware Shoals, Princeton, and surrounding areas. As we look up toward Gray Court, Woodruff, Fountain Den, Easley, Pickens. This is heading toward Travelers Rest High, Slater, Marietta, then Wade-Hampton High. You've got Easley in here. You got our Doppler site right in here across northern Greenville County, and that's the advantage we have here behind me at WYFF4 as we're able to monitor all aspects of the storms with all of our tools. So I've got a lot of different monitors around me here that are Sydney's got the velocity up back there as we're able to see inside the storm. Lets us know how the storm is behaving with regard to rotation. And I have a couple different computers over here that's got me in touch with the National Weather Service out of Greer. So the second they are considering issuing a warning or looking at this line, we're able to talk back and forth. And there are times where I see something on Live Super Doppler 4 that is a different device, a different means than they have at the National Weather Service. They have their radar, of course, at the GSB International Airport. So there are times that our radar is in a better, more advantageous spot to see it than they are even able to see. So it's a collaborative effort here with the end goal to keep you safe during these type situations. So Gaffney, sitting in the high school car rider line, Teresa. Gaffney is in the clear right now. You may be able to make it home in time. You're not under a warning or an alert, but it is heading your way. In surrounding areas. Cowpens, Mayo, Chesney, Packlet, Jonesville, all areas that are in the path of this down the line. But more in particular, it would be Greenville within the next 15 to 20 minutes between now and about 3:30. Lots of lightning associated with this. Where are you guys watching from right now? And do you have me on and the kids are now hopping in the car? Now the kids are watching it. Probably got a lot of kid casters out there. I know that's a real thing, and sure appreciate you guys following along as we keep you safe during a situation like that. We are watching it with watchful eyes here. That is certainly for sure as we look at this very closely. All right. Something I wanted to do here as we're watching all this roll on through. So what happens here is going to be between now and, say, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is probably stretching. It's probably going to be really now and 5 o'clock. This thing is rolling. So the rest of the evening, those of you asking about, well, I've got a basketball, thing. I've got a soccer game. I've got track practice. Things are going to be looking much better later on this evening. Upper part of Greenville County, Glassy Mountain, fire areas are just getting some good old-fashioned rain right now. And simply put, the humidity even, the higher humidity is something that is really, really helping things out. If you look out ahead of this line, for those of you that are watching or have family watching in the Charlotte area, there are some really interesting signatures here of possibly some supercells trying to develop out ahead of this. Here's the main line that's over us right now, but out ahead of that, we certainly have some more dire-looking signatures on the Columbia radar. Wouldn't it all surprise me to see some tornadic activity here out of this stuff heading toward Orangeburg, even Charleston, even into Charlotte, Mecklenburg as the afternoon and evening wears on, because honestly, we're looking at a lot of wind shear in this environment that is rocking and rolling right now. So Greenville, stretching out. Some of those are about 50 miles or so outside of the main line, and it's very warm and unstable in that area. But the main storm in town right now is this one over Greenville County, and it has a severe thunderstorm warning associated with it that has a tornado possible tag on it. And if I look at a couple of places in the path of it immediately, it'd be the Easley Baptist Hospital. I've got Glenwood. I've got Green Wave Stadium there for the high school. We've got Hendricks at about 317. Gant, Piedmont, Easley. It's just rocking and rolling right now, just absolutely pouring sideways in Easley. This is all rolling off toward the east at about 45 miles per hour. Okay, so watching that there. Let me know what you're seeing. Boiling Springs. It is absolutely pouring, or will be in the next little bit. It's over Slater, Marietta, Travelers Rest. You're probably looking at about 30, 45 minutes before it arrives in Boiling Springs. Right now, it's bearing down on Greenville County. Welcome, Powdersville, Gant, Golden Grove, Piedmont, West Pelzer, surrounding areas here. Belton down to Honea Path, all under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, with wind gusts very high. Got dark really fast out there is what I'm hearing. Yeah, watching that very closely here as we are watching all of our sky cams across the area. It looks like it's about to storm, and then it just unleashes. Watching on all of our devices here, all of our tools here at WYFF4 enable us to be able to see what's coming in. There is some initial rain that is rolling into these areas, but it looks very dark and ominous as we look at our sky cams across the area. This one across the Greenville area, this is Stone and 385 looking down. You can see it's very dark, very stormy looking, but the worst of it has yet to arrive as it is rolling into Greenville County as we speak. So thank you guys for watching right now and for tuning in as we continue to track this potential severe weather rolling through the area. Just got word Pickens, the city of Pickens, Liberty, Clemson, you're all dropped from the warning. So as far as dismissal, I know so many of you school districts are watching right now. The warning has been dropped for Pickens, 6 Miles Central, Clemson, everybody behind this line. It's still raining. It's still got some lightning. But as far as actually being severe, it is not anymore. That is over Star, Iva, Lounsville, Calhoun Falls, and pushing east. So Abbeville, due west, you're in the thick of it right now, stretching into Honea Path, Belton, and then you go up through Williamston, West Pelzer, Piedmont, Golden Grove, getting close to our Doppler site on I-85. You know it when you see it. And then Greenville. It's about to cross the Saluda into Greenville County. This is some rough weather right here, folks. As we turn on the velocity data, it looks like it's trying to flare back up right in here. I got a 55 to 60 mile per hour gust here easily. You just were through the worst of it at approximately 53 miles per hour. And then this line continues to just be quite potent all the way up and down it, including this one here across Belton Honea Path. Got a 68 mile per hour wind gust report there just northeast of Antraville. That line is heading toward Donalds. And this is probably the worst part of the storm right now over parts of Abbeville County. That one's quite potent in that area. Abbeville and Anderson County. Let's put a track on that one. So within the next few minutes, we've got Sailors Crossroads, Creightonville, due west, and Doshino. If we were to expand that out one more level for you folks right along the Abbeville, Anderson County line, kind of give you a more broad brush look. Honea Path at 325, Princeton, Duncan Township, Lawrence, all between now and 350. So you got some pockets in here over 60 miles per hour, getting closer to 70 miles per hour in this cell that's over Honea Path and surrounding areas. I'll turn off the x-ray. We'll be able to see the radar at its real time. So it's this line right in here that honestly is intensifying as it moves into and through the area here. Heading toward Greenville, Malden, Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, Gray Court, Lawrence, right up the 385 corridor. It is really about to get dark and stormy. Heard some thunder in Greer, now clear in Toccoa. Wow. Yeah, Toccoa, you're in the clear here. And honestly, Anybody watching right now that is, in that area west. So everybody here is clear and fine with areas coming there. All right, looks like we're getting a new warning. A couple of them here. See it populate on. We've got Greenwood and Lawrence County added to that. Let's check out this new warning there. And yeah, we've got a tornado possible tag on this one as well, and it is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, which means those wind gusts, as I just showed you, are closer to that 70 mile per hour mark. When it's 60 miles per hour, that is one thing, but a 70 mile per hour severe thunderstorm, that produces a damage that is more pronounced. So that's why you got the considerable tag on this. Heading through Honeypath, Due West, Ware Shoals, Princeton, Cokesbury, Coronaca, Greenwood, and 96. Let's look at this back in 3 dimensions. Able to see on both sides of this storm, and wow, you got a pretty big flare up here across Due West. And that is a pretty stout storm there that's 60 to 65 miles per hour, and you can see it flare up at times. Of course, this enables me to be able to see both the radar returns and the wind. You can see how these two cells basically merged. That's where you get in trouble in line segments like this, is you get an outflow from one storm to try to catch up with another storm, and this one looks to be the dominant one right now. 64 mile per hour wind right there heading toward Honeypath and Princeton. That will do some damage, unfortunately, as we look at that closely. Let's turn on Doppler again. If you will, in the comment section, I got those up on a screen here beside me. Let me know where you're watching from right now. Very likely school pickup time for your kiddo. So severe thunderstorm watch issued for the area as well. So this is all going to be now and the next, say, 30, 45 minutes for Greenville, and then it's going to roll on through many of those areas. So watching that closely for Roebuck, Woodruff, and surrounding areas for you to be seeing this as well. Let's switch things over to our models. I want to show you the way the models are behaving here. What's to come? What is the timeline of all this as it rolls on through? And we got some good data here from our models. It's called the High Resolution Rapid Refresh Model. It enables us to be able to see what's happening in real time so that you can make decisions of what's going on as we look at Doppler radar and surrounding areas. Let me switch it back to Doppler. Looks like it's trying to freeze up on me. Give me 1 second. There you go. All right, so you see this estimates where the storms are located right now. Let's go into the future. Here's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it's over Spartanburg. By 6 o'clock, it's clear of our area. It's Charlotte, it's Columbia, and it's probably intense still. So if your travels take you that way, or you have family and friends that could be watching in that area, that's where it's going to be the worst at 6. Now, I can't rule out more pesky showers or a few downpours here and there, but as we move forward here into the evening, things get drastically different for us, and we see that roll on through. So how about the tornado environment? I'm able to specifically look at that. Look at the tornado environment here. You got some 4s and 5s showing up, folks. So I look for 2s and 3s. That tells me there's a possibility of a tornado. I also look for these tracks right here. This tells me not exactly where a tornado could be, but it does a pretty good job at estimating where the rotation is in the atmosphere and how violent it is. I look for the numbers, how many rotation cells there are, and the severity of them. And in this case, I see quite a bit of them trying to rotate here across the southern half of the upstate over the next hour or so. So that just basically tells me and confirms what we're seeing on Doppler radar, that things could be tornadic in nature. It's not our main threat, but as I look at Doppler radar, it is certainly something that we are watching closely here across the area. Let me pause this loop here as we continue to watch it rolling on through these areas here. So again, as we keep outlining here, the threat for this is going to be between now and about 6 o'clock. Once we get past, say, 6 o'clock into 7 o'clock, that's when things get a little bit better for us, as far as severe weather is concerned, it's going to be all but over in those areas and time frames. Let's switch back to live Super Doppler 4 as we look at closely at Doppler radar right now. I've got it on my screen over here to the right, and again, I'm seeing the heavy rain, hearing now the heavy rain over our studios. Is some of the worst of this is now moving into downtown Greenville, but the worst of the storm right now, if there's going to be a tornadic side of it, would be over southeastern Anderson County. Not to say that any matter of this could not spawn a tornado of any kind, excuse me, but right there is where it would be. All right. Did it bypass Union or Jonesville? No, it just has not arrived to you yet. It's coming. It's coming. It is absolutely just pouring over Greenville right now. Lots of lightning associated with it as well. Let's slice this in 3 dimensions and look at some of our tools here. Got some really strong winds moving in along with this as well over Greenville. 50, 55, 60 mile per hour winds as this is rocking on through Greenville right now. And that's going to be the case as we continue to watch these areas of Pleasantburg, Woodruff Road. I mean, it's just absolutely going to be coming down cats and dogs here before you know it as we look at these areas that are in the path of this storm. So far, the winds in Greenville are in excess of 50, 60 miles per hour. All right, got a new warning coming downstream, it appears, from the National Weather Service. And good news for Elbert County, you're now out of the threat. Your warnings and watches and all of your alerts have been dropped. So that is certainly some good news for you. But again, if I'm watching this in Honeypath and Ware Shoals, it's got some very, very dire looking signatures here as far as wind is concerned. That's a 69 mile per hour wind in southeastern Anderson County. That will create some damage. That'll bring down some trees. So you want to kind of hunker down like it is a tornado in Honeypath right now. If I'm watching right now and I'm in Honeypath, I'm getting into a sturdy structure. All right, that cell right there is of the worst that we're seeing right now. And I want to turn on Storm Track on this. Give me just a moment, because this is one of the more violent of the storms that we've got on the board right now. It'll be in Princeton at about 3:30 and give you some early heads up in Lawrence, Clinton, Gray Court, the I-385 corridor at about 3:44. So please keep that in mind in those areas as you're watching. If maybe you're commuting back from Columbia, you need to plan to not be on the road at 3:44, 3:45 in Lawrence, near the Walmart distribution center, surrounding areas in there. That would you want to pull over. You want to not be driving in that. Try to get to a sturdy structure if you can, because right now that is the most potent of the storms that we're watching. And as I look at it on kind of a 3-dimension look at it, kind of an X-ray. This is our look inside the storm. Honeypath right now is definitely in the path of some of the worst of that. It has got a tremendous amount of wind heading toward Honeypath right now in those areas. So Donald's just north of you. It is rolling on through, heading toward Lawrence, and that would eventually be the 385 corridor. We also have some very strong winds in Greenville that's rolling through. Travelers Rest, heading toward Paris Mountain. As I look at the wind speeds in this specifically, I'm not seeing tornadic activity in it, but you have to think this is a line. If you look at this side of the screen, the left side of it, the radar returns, each one of these storms are trying to outrace the other, and they are giving you the potential of some rotating thunderstorms. Ben, we're going to go on at 3:30 on the dot, okay? About to do a television side of this cut in here as we are watching it for our TV folks. My philosophy is when it's dangerous, I'm going to be on TV. So you're going to see me and have us on TV if it's dangerous. And right now, it's dangerous enough for me to at least be cutting into programming every couple of minutes or so, just to let folks know what we're watching, because right now that is a dangerous storm, especially across Greenville, Anderson, pushing into those areas. So want to let people know that, yeah, we're watching it very closely. So keep it locked here. We're going to get you through the storm here, as we got a couple of different sides of the storm that we need to watch. One is over Greenville. The other is over Anderson, Abbeville counties, pushing into Lawrence counties. All right. Let me just update a few graphics here as we're moments away from seeing me on TV. At this point, most of the upstate is under a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're watching west of, say, Anderson, downtown Anderson, Clemson, Pickens, Walhalla, Clemson, Seneca, you're all clear from severe weather. You are not under any kind of alerts as we speak, but the potential is there for some storms east of there, and certainly right now over Greenville County and surrounding areas as I tour this. All right, we're 1 minute away. Let me clear that out. And bear with me, folks. I'll come right back to this live chat of it after the TV portion of it. Flip it around. You're gonna see Ben here for a second. There's Ben, floor crew.
15. Stand by. Here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm live here in the Weather Center alongside Sydney Sullivan, tracking severe weather moving through the upstate right now at car pickup time, school dismissal time, and a lot of after-school activities kind of hanging on what's going on right now. We've got some dangerous weather rolling through. I'm clocking winds on live Super Doppler 4, our very own Doppler, at 70 miles per hour out of this cell that's moving south of Greenville into Anderson and Abbeville County. So it is really rocking and rolling right now in some of our most populated areas of the upstate right now. So from Travelers Rest to Greenville to Williamson to Simpsonville, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning right now until 4 o'clock. There is a tag that says considerable. That's the National Weather Service's way of describing how potent the severe thunderstorm is, and that's their highest tier, and that means winds are up to 70 miles per hour like we are seeing on our own Doppler. It's also got the tornado threat tagged on there. That is basically a way of saying this storm is capable of producing a tornado, it's just not yet. That's why you don't see a red box, that's why we're not continuously into programming here, but nonetheless, a dangerous storm rolling through, heading through Greer, Lyman, Spartanburg, you're next on the deck, and then Gaffney closer to 345 or so. Let's get into this storm. In this, I've clocked winds between 50 and 70 miles per hour. The worst of it that I'm seeing right now sits east of our Doppler site. Our Doppler is right here across Anderson County, and a great spot to be able to see this storm that's over Honeypath and Princeton. In fact, that is the worst of it. I've got 72 mile per hour winds out of it right now on live Super Doppler 4. It's heading toward Princeton, Ware Shoals, Gray Court, Lawrence at 356, and will continue pressing off toward the east over the next hour. Boy, it's rocking and rolling. Here's a live view from our 385 camera. Downtown Greenville's over that distance. Folks are slowing down here across 385 because of how heavy the rain is coming down. I'm going to continue to monitor the situation on live Super Doppler 4, and we'll cut back into programming as we see fit. WYFF News 4 at 4 o'clock, it's just 30 minutes away, so make sure you tune in, and we'll keep you posted. All right. So there's that side of it. Sorry, folks, for delay there. We're back on TV. Richard's in the house over here. Let's do alert while we still have warnings. Yeah. While we're still in warnings, probably through the 4.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me switch things back over here. Do a little bit of a reset for you folks that are joining right now. Sorry, it was just on the television side of things. All right. So I am here watching this live with you right now while we are also watching everything on the television side. So make sure you tune in on WYFF News 4 at 4 o'clock, just 28 minutes away. All right, guys, I am back from the TV cut in, back to show you the radar. Let's do a reset. So if you're watching right now, we have severe weather rolling through the area. This is mainly strong straight line winds, but this is also a possibility of a little bit of rotation. Right now, the storms are getting stronger. They're getting more potent as they move off toward the east. As I turn on the Doppler radar and zoom in here, I'm going to put it in motion. You can see it is just whipping through the area. I mean, it's in and it's out of here within just a matter of about 5-10 minutes. So looking at that very closely. So you guys got to see behind the scenes of the TV side of it there. Yeah, those monitors to my side are how I'm able to see what's going on and what you're seeing on TV at home. But here we are, looking at Doppler radar. This is pushing very quickly off toward the east. And the strongest storm that I have seen so far is over Honeypath. And it is a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing winds up to 70 miles per hour. As we look at this, I'm going to zoom in. I mean, this could bring down some trees here across Honeypath. 336 to 351 heading toward Gray Court, and like we've been mentioning, approaching the 385 corridor by about 345. So that's the Walmart distribution center. That's where the split is from 385 and 26. So watching that closely. Ware Place is bad. Academy Street in downtown Greenville is flooded with water. Thank you for that report. Yeah, that happens in these heavy storms. It just comes down hard and heavy, and that's exactly what we have right now across Greenville. Watching that closely, so those of you that are watching. So heavy rain along with some lightning. And as I look closely at this, we've been looking for rotation, and so far we have not seen rotation, but we have had some pockets of very high winds, and the worst of the winds are now pushing out of Anderson County. You're very close to being in the clear in Anderson County. The worst of the winds are now pushing into southern Greenville County. This would be southern parts of Simpsonville, 52, 53 miles per hour. Asheville, you're now clearing out. I mean, this rain, the extra humidity certainly helps the wildfires. We don't want to see severe weather by any means, but this is certainly helping out with the efforts of the wildfires right now. I'm going to put this back in motion, and we're going to turn on a couple of my products here. I'm able to see some reports and see what's going on. So right now, we don't have any official storm reports, so that is good. Getting some reports of some heavy rainfall out of this as we look closer at that. Some heavy rain reported there in parts of Promised Land, and that's kind of where we sit right now. Is this is a strong storm system, a strong line pushing through the area with the potential to create damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And that's right over Greenville right now, pushing toward Greer, Simpsonville, Five Forks. It is about to be even more hard and heavy. You thought it was heavy already. Wait till you see this roll through here in the next 5-10 minutes across Highway 14, Woodruff Road, up through Greer. It is really going to come down hard and heavy with some pouring rain. And again, watching that very closely south of Williamston, south of Fountain Inn, that line is trying to outrun the other part of the line. And if we look specifically at the rotation in it, that is a very suspect look with that kinking out like that. A couple other tools we can bring up here as far as debris. Not seeing any debris out of it, nothing really clear as we look for different parts of the radar to show us if we're getting severe weather or if it's just some very heavy rain. Right now it's heavy rain associated with some very strong winds. The strongest part of the wind now moving into Fountain Inn and southern parts of Simpsonville. If you track that little blob, you see that brighter green right there? That is heading out of Williamston and Anderson County into southern Greenville County near Fountain Inn. Honeypath, Princeton, surrounding areas. That's where it's heading right now. And as we turn off the dual part of the radar here, we've got very heavy rain moving into, we've got a tornado warning. All right, folks, we're going to hop off here and get on the television side of things.
Yeah, on the very edge of the DMA.
Well, it is actually just south of our area. Caleb, you'll let them know it is one county south.
It's one county south of our DMA. It's south of Greenville.
Got it for Saluda County. That's right.
It's out of our coverage. Not us yet?
Nope.
No.
So we got this for McCormick County. It's 18 miles south of downtown Greenwood. It's moving east at 45 miles per hour. Radar indicated tornado right now. This has the potential to cause some significant severe weather. Areas in the path of this would be in McCormick counties, Emory, Saluda County Sheriff's Office, the Scurry Airport, Good Hope, the community of Hickory Grove, Pleasant Lane, Northside Fire, Main Street, Saluda High School, and then Hollywood Elementary School there in McCormick County. All right, this would be McCormick County heading into Saluda. You've got a rotating segment of this storm just south of Greenwood that is putting down some rotation. Let me switch radars here. That's what we're talking about, folks. Any part of this storm could begin rotating really at any minute. Yeah, oh, that's clear. It's a really clear kink. Right in there. That is something else. 66 miles per hour, 67 miles per hour. All right, Columbia watching that part right there. But again, any part of this line up and down it is capable of that. So that's why we're watching this so closely for you this afternoon. But you see how the brighter reds, the more potent side of this, north of Augusta up through about Greenwood, and that's where it starts getting real hairy here, is in these areas. Southern Greenwood County, and then you got this over Cokesbury heading toward the east, and then for our area immediately here heading into Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, 385 corridor, that is a significant severe thunderstorm. All right, looks like some of you are in the same high school car rider line at Fountain Inn, holding steady as a lot of schools are holding tight right now just to let this line go through. You are in the clear. There is no severe weather right now in Anderson County, Pickens County, Oconee County, Stevens, Hart County, Franklin County, Georgia. You're all in the clear, same as Transylvania County or Henderson County. Where we still have concerns over eastern and southern Greenville County, it is just rocking right now for the communities of Simpsonville, just south of Five Forks. Looks like the worst of it's going to go there. Let me switch things back to our Doppler radar across GSP. Get a clear look at that. Right in there. Absolutely pouring over Simpsonville. Hard and heavy sideways rain, and then it's over. Ask the folks in Piedmont. I mean, it comes in rocking and then dies down. So we're watching that closely. Greenwood, Lawrence, Joanna, and then you get down here to this action in McCormick County, where there is an active tornado warning right now, heading towards Saluda and the outskirts of Columbia. Would not surprise me to see several of those possible there. Spartanburg, you're going to be in the path of this here in the next 30 minutes, I would say. It's over Greer right now, heading toward Lyman, where it's starting to rock and roll over Lyman. Highway 14 in Greenville County, just pouring right now. I would just hold tight where you're at, let it simmer down a little bit. The power is flickering in Simpsonville. I don't doubt it. It is rocking and rolling 60-plus miles per hour in and around Simpsonville and surrounding areas. Right at a time where a lot of folks are getting out of school. Ryan asked, did the fires get a lot of rain from this? They did. It's not enough to put it out, and we didn't expect it to just kind of extinguish the fires, but it is certainly helping. And from what I'm hearing from fire experts, Forest Service folks, is that's all they needed. They just need a way to get a handle on it, to control it. It was out of control last week, as dry, as low humidity ridden as the air was. We just didn't have anything to work off of. Now we have a better environment where that is safe. All right, Melody says, finally calming down here in Ware Place in Honeypath. It got scary for a minute there. I don't doubt it. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning coming shortly for downstream areas of Spartanburg County. We're going to be watching that closely as we're watching those areas. Are they trying to talk to me? What's going on? What time is this next live? 3:50? Okay. I'm ready. All right. So those of you watching right now in Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, it is just rocking. Give it 5-10 more minutes, all right? Just hold tight 5-10 more minutes, and then you can be on your way. The 385 corridor, it's about to be just hammering you from Lawrence County north into Greenville, just pouring sideways rain. And then you go farther south. Is this a new Kelly? Can you ask?
Do you know if this is a repeat or a new Kelly Clarkson episode? Is this a repeat or is this a new Kelly Clarkson episode? I think it's new.
All right, folks, figuring out a few things here.
So we're going to do, there might be even Friday. Chris just asked, so I'm not sure.
Do they have an exact time for when we go on?
When did we go on there? To the, what about the pre-open? Oh, well, pre-open's out, so it's 4 o'clock.
What's the pre-open out for?
Sorry?
Why is the pre-open out?
I don't know. You said pre-open's out. You want me to ask one?
Yes, we need to do a cut-in then at 3:52.
We need to do a cut-in at 3:52.
And I'll stay on until the 4 starts.
And he will stay on until the 4 o'clock starts. Yes, he will stay on until the 4. And run down to print. This is going to be a fun day.
All right, Great Court 385 starting to pick up, and the winds are up. About to go on TV here, folks. Just arranging a few more things. Okay. All right, folks, we're about 7 minutes away from being on the television side of things. We're keeping up to date. New, just now, a new big warning has been issued for all of the eastern half of Greenville County. This goes into all of Spartanburg County, all of Union County, and the northern part of Lawrence County. This is one of the biggest warnings I've seen in a long time, but it's a big area that is under a risk. And it does have the tornado possible tag on it, which is the key here as we're watching this. The info on this is the storm that is located north and east. Let's go ahead and click this. So the storm that was located 11 miles south of Columbus in Polk County, 12 miles west of Spartanburg, and 14 miles southeast of Greenville was heading north at about 45 miles per hour. It's got 60-plus mile per hour wind gusts, and it does have the tornado possible tag on it. So there is some rotation in this cell. It's just not great enough to warrant a tornado warning. So again, we're watching these little segments here that are bowing out. This part of the storm here from Lyman into Fountain Inn. This area is trying to rotate. It's got some potential, and that's what's happening here across parts of McCormick heading into Saluda, where you've got some rotation that is firing up as we speak. So again, watching that as this line is pushing off toward the east. You see the S shape to it. Anytime a line like this is kind of in an S shape, like you see across western Spartanburg County down through Lawrence County into Greenwood County, that S hook back and forth, that twisting and turning of it tells me that it is a rotating thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So that's kind of new this year, is why you're able to see that it has a tornado tag on it. Kids from Simpsonville schools are traveling back from the Columbia Zoo. Is this going to impact their ride home? Absolutely, Jody. It is going to, and it will be rough. You see this cell right here? That is one to watch. That is a supercell trying to develop, a little mini supercell out ahead of the line. That is in Newberry County. It may graze southern Union County, but that right there, along with cells like it, as this line is taking on a look that looks a lot more concerning. A couple of different supercells here in the Charlotte area. Each of these are below severe criteria, but with this thing amping up and kind of taking on another life form for the next 2 or 3 hours, I am thankful to see it leaving our area because it is getting more severe and more potent as it is moving toward the east. So Lyman, Greer, Union, Newberry, Whitmire, Woodruff, Jonesville, Boiling Springs, Chesney. You're all under the gun for this until about 4:35. Peggy just says we had a really bad wind gust, blew my heavy swing off of the deck. Dang, Peggy. Thank you for that report. Landrum, Campobello, in the clear, not so much, not yet. You're close. You're right on the edge of that being there for Landrum, Glassy, mountain surrounding areas. You're right on the edge of the severe weather part of it. Maybe 15 more minutes. You are clear in downtown Greenville. You are clear in Easley, Pickens, Anderson County. Where you are not clear is in Lawrence, and the worst of this is now moving through eastern parts of Woodruff. It is heading toward Woodruff right now. And that line just, it means business. It's really close to the Doppler site. It has got severe winds in it that could be in excess of 60, 70 miles per hour, and it is trying to rotate. So it is rotating right now, which is why we have a couple of different segments of this storm that is severe and is possibly very dangerous. Let me refresh my graphics here as we're watching specifically this cell right here. That S shape is what's so concerning about it. Okay, 2 minutes. Let me get a few graphics refreshed here, folks. Bear with me. Now, what you're going to see here in just a few seconds, I'm going to do a TV cut in. You'll be able to still hear me, but you'll see the green screen, which is kind of neat. You're able to see the TV magic happen, right? I'm going to leave the Doppler radar up so you can still see that. Able to see on all sides of this. I need the other velocity. There we go. All right. All right, can you ask what time precisely does the 4 o'clock show start?
Precisely, it's the 4 o'clock show start.
If they could put the camera so that we could see that,
4
that
o'clock
would
show,
be super
when does
helpful.
it precisely start? 4? 4?
All right, folks, those of you watching right now,
30 seconds.
I'm going until the show starts.
Red, Charles in blue, Chris is in brown.
Is this a watch or
30.
warning, Chris?
It's a severe thunderstorm warning. I just need to know when to toss to the show. Ben.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got a warning. Does that mean only Chris is coming on?
It's not
15.
a tornado warning. What time do I toss the program? What time does it start?
What time does he toss the programming?
Can they flip the prompter so
4,
that we can
right on
see?
4.
Right at 4 o'clock, okay. All right, folks, those of you watching right now on
Here we go.
Facebook and YouTube, we are going live on TV.
Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm live here in the Weather Center tracking severe weather moving through the area right now. I want to cut into programming as we get close to our live broadcast here at 4 o'clock to let you know what's going on and to kind of give you a reset. Half of our area is now clear from severe weather, while the rest of it is still in a very dangerous situation. We've got severe weather ramping up here across Greenville, Spartanburg, parts of Union and Lawrence County, and there is the possibility that we get a tornado out of this. In fact, there is an active tornado warning 1 county south of us in McCormick County, south of Greenwood. This line and this new severe thunderstorm warning does encompass all of Spartanburg County. Notice that S shape to the line. Look at that. Anytime it does that, tells me that there are parts of this line that are out trying to race the other part of it. So this part's trying to go faster than that part. Anytime you do, you can get some rotation to spin up right there. And thankfully, we've got our very own live Super Doppler 4 keeping us posted with instant data. Folks, on situations like this where there is severe weather happening and it's happening seconds at a time, you want that data to be instant. You don't want it 3, 4, 5 minutes later, which is an advantage we have here at WYFF. We're able to see that data instantly. And there is a new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Greenville, Spartanburg, Cherokee, Union County, and it's got this new tag on it called Tornado Possible. What the National Weather Service is doing with that is they're telling us this is a severe thunderstorm. It's got winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. It is capable of producing a tornado, but it is not yet. It could happen at any second, any minute, which is why we have that instant data, which is so crucial. And look at that data right here as it's rolling on through. Sydney and I are watching this closely, and it's got that S shape to it right across the line. And Spartanburg, you're about to get just a lot of the worst of this wind any minute now. Downtown Spartanburg and surrounding areas. I'm going to pull up that Doppler, that camera across Spartanburg County, because it is just rocking and rolling here across these areas of Greenville County into Spartanburg County. You can see the Spartanburg sky camera right there, very dark, very ominous looking, and just as soon as you look out at Greenville County, it is a much different look. As we look at our Peace Center sky cam in Greenville, this would be past the storm. The sun is now shining, trying to come out behind those clouds as things have been rocking and rolling. Lawrence, same story. It is just absolutely pouring right now. The wind has been in excess of 60 miles per hour, and looks like we just lost the data feed right there, as some of the worst of that is now rolling through our Lawrence Skycam right here as it's situated in downtown Lawrence. Clinton, right along the 385 corridor, rocking and rolling right now in those areas as well. Greenville County, we've been watching it on 385. We've got some sun shining right now. But the most prominent severe side of this storm is across eastern Greenville County and eastern Spartanburg County. So anytime the weather is dangerous like this, especially when you got kids involved, we got school buses. A lot of people telling me they have field trips to and from the Columbia Zoo today, back into the Upstate. You know, they're always so careful with those type situations. It's always best to pull over, get into a safe, sturdy structure, to not let anybody be driving in those situations, which is why many of you have told me on our YouTube and Facebook channel, WIFF4, that the car rider lines are being halted. A great tool in a situation like that is our mobile app, the WIFF4 mobile app. It takes seconds to download. All of my family have it on their phones, and it enables you to basically get the data that you're seeing here on TV on your phone as you're on the go, like my family. I mean, you're on the go at ball practices, out by the pool. You want to know where that lightning and that severe weather is. And right now, boy, it's rocking and rolling across Spartanburg County. Spartanburg, you're in the worst of those winds, and I'm estimating to be at 60 to 65 miles per hour. It is rolling through at a time where many are dismissing from school, getting ready for after-school practices. Many are probably watching this right now in anticipation of that. Hold on. Ask the folks in Anderson County, Clemson. The sun is now shining as the worst of that weather is pushing out. But this is really bad situation right now across Lawrence County, Union County, into Cherokee County, as the worst of these winds are now pushing in. And we've got a tornado warning one county south of us. As you see the tornado wording right here in the warning box of Spartanburg County. Greenville County, you're still in it for the next little bit, but the worst of it's now pushing through Spartanburg, south toward Moore and Pauline, parts of Union County. And that tornado tag means it's a severe thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado. It's not doing it right now, but it is capable of producing a tornado at any minute. And that's why we've got to watch it so closely, is that at any minute it could start to spin up. And this line has shown that it is nothing to mess around with. Multiple reports of some damage to some trees in Georgia. We're starting to see some of those try to move on through the area now, as this main line is getting stronger as it pushes toward the east. It's going to be a long night for folks in Charlotte and Columbia, points eastbound, as the high risk for severe weather continues. You can see Waterloo, Lawrence, Enoree, but now you're clear. There is no severe concern over Anderson, Lounsville, Due West, or Abbeville, where I was saying your name a lot just say 30 minutes ago. Now it's primarily eastern Lawrence County, all of Union County, all of Spartanburg, and all of Cherokee County. Live Super Doppler 4 enables us to see the winds and how they're behaving inside the storm. You see just a little bit of rotation trying to pop up here across Lawrence. The green and the red meet, that means that rotation is possible. It's not strong enough to prompt a tornado warning, which is why there's not one right now. But should there be more intense rotation inside these storms, we would certainly get that to happen from the National Weather Service. In Greenville right now, the sun is back out after seeing those storms roll on through, and boy, they were rolling. Different looks across each area right now, which is why I'm thankful to have our tools with Live Super Doppler 4 as well as our sky cams strategically placed across the area. Greenville, we've got the sun shining. It's trying to come out over Anderson. Spartanburg, it is really dark and ominous as the worst of those winds and the worst of that storm is rolling on through. Asheville and surrounding areas in the 60s. One thing that we can say that's been a benefit of all this is the extra rain, humidity has led to conditions drastically improving for wildfires, for them to contain them, at least get a handle on them, right? That's been the goal, as they've been so out of control the past few days with how dry and windy as it's been. This extra humidity and rain certainly helping matters out. Spartanburg, Gaffney, Union, Surratt. I'm really concerned about the winds that I'm seeing on live Super Doppler 4 right now that have in excess of 65 to at times 70 miles per hour. There's a big difference in a 60 mile per hour wind and a 70 mile per hour wind when it comes to damage and capability, right? That is enough to really do quite a bit of damage across the area. So downtown Spartanburg, Enoree, Gaffney, that's where our concern lies. And just so you know, there is still issued a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15. WYFF News 4 at 4 begins right now as we continue to keep you posted.
Our top 4 at 4 this afternoon, deadly storms move across several states, leaving at least 6 people dead and millions without power.
And that steady rate is helping firefighters battle the Table Rock Complex fire, how they're taking advantage of today's forecast.
And planning for future growth, the new changes the state's largest school district has included for the next few years.
And after getting the endorsement of President Donald Trump last week, Senator Lindsey Graham gets the support of 3 key pro-life groups today in his bid for re-election. The system that brought severe storms to the Midwest, leaving several people dead, moved southeast and is now hitting our region.
You are getting a live look right now outside from Greenville to Spartanburg, all the way to Asheville. And today's a live Super Doppler 4 alert day that we want to tell you about.
We sure do. Cindy Sullivan is here along with Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice. They have been keeping an eye on this. What's it look like right now, Chris?
Well, Jane, Rashad, we've got the storms, the worst of them right now across Spartanburg, Cherokee counties, and the Lawrence County. This line pushing through the area. You saw the severe thunderstorm watch posted earlier today telling us conditions are favorable for those storms, and now they're rolling through the area with winds that are in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. I can tell you we are now clear from any severe weather in Greenville County. It is still raining and there's still some lightning out there, but soon will dry up. I know many have soccer games. We've got practices after school, and that should be able to commence safely in a matter of just a few minutes, actually. Anderson to Clemson, Walhalla, you're clear as well. But where we have the worst of it, notice the squiggly nature of this red line right there. That is the worst of the severe weather in Spartanburg and Union. It's got the tornado possible tag on it. That means for the National Weather Service that there's enough conditions there that this storm is capable of producing a tornado. It's just not showing signs of it happening imminently. If that changes, of course, that would change to a tornado warning. But this is a very large box that contains winds here in excess of 60 miles per hour. So damage possible in Spartanburg, Union, Surratt, Gaffney. This storm is booking it off toward the east. It'll be in a matter of 5-10 minutes being on you to gone. So please keep that in mind as this rolls on through Princeton to Waterloo to Greenwood. You're almost out of the worst of it, as Newberry is now getting the most severe parts of it. I'm analyzing all sides of the storm with live Super Doppler 4, and that is the beauty of our own Dopplers. We're able to see inside the storm and give you that instant data where the strongest winds are and where the rotation lies. And right now, it's the strong winds over Spartanburg that I'm most concerned about. Greenville, you're now dry, but look at Spartanburg rocking and rolling right now with the heaviest of the rain, heaviest of the wind at 66 degrees, so plenty of fuel for this. Now, once we get past these storms that are over the area right now, we clear things out. A beauty of a night taking shape and a nice couple of days. In fact, it's going to feel like summer. We're pushing 90 degrees late this week. I'll have your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you for keeping us safe and informed and continuing coverage of our breaking news this afternoon. The weather really helping crews gain some ground on wildfires all across our area. Crews fighting the fires in both the upstate and western North Carolina say the rain has reduced fire activity, allowing for burnouts and other containment efforts. And this afternoon, many of the mandatory evacuation around the fire.
All right, folks, stepping out of the studio here to give you a kind of a look at what's going on. So what we're seeing here is the worst of the storms now pushing into Spartanburg County, and I'm seeing that that will be rolling through within the next 30-45 minutes. Our area should be completely clear of that. So I'm going to hop back in the studio. Make sure you're tuning into WYFF News 4 at 4 o'clock as we continue to monitor all that's going on across the area. Sure appreciate each of you watching here.